Hey yogis, Nico here with Freestyle Revival Yoga and Nutrition. Today we're going to take some traditional yoga poses and focus on the motion of abduction. So abducting or moving away from the center line of the body. Abduction helps to raise that hip and lengthen it and lift it away from the body. So these are externally lifting the leg away from the body. This is super important not only to stretch this area, but also to strengthen this area. So today we are going to use one of these little torture devices. So you'll need a band, a mat, some pranayama, maybe some blocks, and definitely a smile. So let's get started. So for our first exercise, we are going to come down to the floor to put this on without falling over, even though we do yoga. Balance is important, but we are going to work with one of these bands. They do come in varying strengths. So this one, I'm not quite sure, but it's a little tighter than most of them. So just make sure you choose a band that's appropriate for you. I'm gonna put it right around my shins, so not to put too much pressure on my ankle joint or too much pressure on my knees. So you don't want it too high or too low. And when you have that in a good position, you're going to come up to your standing forward fold for our first pose. So we are going to come to a standing forward fold, which is Uttanasana. So if you're not flexible bending and you need a little more love, bringing the earth closer to your hands, just use 2 blocks underneath you. For me today, I'm going to use tripod hands because I love the way you get some length with this. So here you're already starting to fire up the motion of dragging those thighs away from the midline. So we're going to exhale, forward fold, like we traditionally would do in Uttanasana. Big inhale through the nose, inhale, lengthen, look up. And you're going to drag that right leg out away from the center line of the body. And bring it back in. Exhale, forward fold. Same thing, opposite side. Inhale, lengthen, look up. Exhale, drag that leg out away from the center of the body. Active toes, active fingers. Exhale, forward fold. Holding it here for 1 breath. You should start to feel the outside of your glutes start to scream and say, hello, I'm here. Inhale, lengthen, look up, and bring the right leg out to the side. Inhale, bring it back down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, look up. Don't lose that motion, abducting away from the body. Hold it here. Exhale, forward fold. You can repeat that as many times as you'd like to. You should start to feel some heat start to create in your body after that. And we're going to move on to our next exercise, which is down dog. So taking your hands onto the floor, your knees down. So we would do a traditional cat-cow, but we're going to move straight to down dog here. So just with this band, even just dragging your heels out to the side, just a little bit, you'll start to feel your abductors turn on. So holding your down dog, bending your knees, coming up, driving that hip all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, hold it here. We're going to take our right leg out to the side, pointing your toes this time. So you can even rest that toe on the floor, dragging it back and back to center. Same thing, opposite side, pointing the toe out to the side. Exhale, dragging it back and back to center. For a little break, just rock it forward here into your plank. Don't forget to leave that tension on the band. So if you need to fire it up, just turn your heels out to the side. Exhale, push it back. Down dog. 1 more time together, and then you can repeat these as many times as you'd like at home. So right toe out to the side, really stretch that band. Drag it back to the back corner of your mat and back to down dog. Out to the side, toes point. Drag it to the back corner and back to down dog. And just turn those heels out to fire up those muscles. Rock it forward to your plank. Don't lose that motion. Just drag those heels out. Exhale, drop it down to your hands and knees. Take a child's pose here just to catch your breath. When you're ready for our next exercise, we are going to use that band for a type of bird dog variation using adduction, or abduction, excuse me, moving away from the body. So we're going to just take our leg out to the side where we normally would have it straight back. We're just going to take our right leg out to the side, left arm up, exhale, bring it back to center. Super great for your core as well. Tuck your toes underneath you, left leg comes out, right leg comes up. Woo, these are hard, back to center. One more time together, and then you can do these on your own as many times as you want at home. So right leg out, left arm out, back to center. Opposite side, left leg out, right arm up, belly in, pull it nice and tight, back to center, and come down onto your shins for our last and final exercise. So come down to the floor with the band in the same pose, in the same place. We're going to do boat pose here. So we worked on boat with abduction, so moving toward the center line with the block. This time we're going to move away from the center line with the band. So if you are new to yoga, you can use your hands behind you and take your boat pose. And we're just going to pull the band apart and breathe. 2 and 1, take a break, holding it here, still stretching that band. There's a ton of tension still on my band, rolling it down to the floor, and inhaling, come right back up, second set, hands behind you. If you're super strong, you can keep them up, legs are up, belly in, and we're going to abduct, move away from the midline, working this outer portion of the stabilizers. And exhale, both feet down, rolling it down to the ground for our last exercise. So most of us are familiar with back bending and bridge pose, and we always get a block placed in between our thighs to lift our butt off the floor. But it is as much as important in yoga to pull in as it is to pull out. So hug in and pull away. As long as we're keeping muscle hugging bone, either motion is very appropriate, and we want to fire on both muscles in this pose. So we have our band right here on our legs. We are hip width apart. We are going to set it up for our bridge pose. So tucking your shoulders underneath you, resisting the urge to look left or right, keeping that natural C curve in the spine. And we're going to bring our legs out super wide. So totally different than we normally do, but still keeping space in the pelvic floor. And bring them back together. Articulate the spine one vertebrae down at a time. And that's 1. Remember, you can repeat these as many times at home as you'd like. We're doing 2 just for the purpose of time. So back up one more time, band on your shins, dragging those knees away from the midline, keeping space in the low back, space in the C curve of the neck, holding it here, dragging those knees away from center, knees back together, articulating the spine down one vertebrae at a time. Woo. You might start sweating. These are pretty intense exercises coming up to seated. So I recommend doing these before or after a traditional yoga practice. If you're a workout person, these are great to do in the gym as well. You can buy these bands on Amazon. If you like these exercises or want more ideas, like or subscribe to this channel, and namaste.